Hi everyone, we're going to read The Boy Who Grew Dragons and we're on chapter 18. You ready? This chapter is called The Nosy Eyes. Once I'd made the decision to tell the others, I could hardly wait to share the secret. Suddenly, I couldn't believe I'd kept it to myself for almost a whole week. They were going to love Flicker. But at school the next day, it was precisely 30 seconds before I realised I had a huge problem. We weren't allowed bags in the classroom, and there was no way Miss Logan would let me get away with wearing my hoodie inside. Besides, even though Flicker still fitted in my pocket, it wouldn't be much good if he started getting fidgety in there. In the end, I left him in my rucksack in the changing room. I hung it on a hook right at the back and put my PE kit in front as a feasible disguise. Feeble disguise, Miss Allen. Fix it. Feeble means that it's not great. So I stuffed some lettuce through the zip, whispered some reassuring words to the little dragon, and crossed my fingers he'd be okay until break time. In class, I kept trying to get Ted, Kat, and Kai on their own so I could whisper the exciting news to them. But we'd been assigned our groups, and I was stuck with lions, while they were all sat across the room in giraffes. There was also the problem of Liam's beady eyes that seemed to follow me everywhere, so I couldn't even check on Flicker at break time. He was even loitering in the hall at lunch when he'd be the first one outside with the football. Loitering means, when you just hang around places for no reason. That's called loitering. "Meet me under the trees," I hissed to the others as I shoveled in my last bit of lunch and cleared my tray. "But I haven't even started my third sandwich," said Ted. "What's the rush?" asked Kat. "I've got to show you something," I whispered. "Something important." "Well, go on, show us," Kai said. "Not here. Nosy eyes are watching." "I don't think eyes can be nosy," Ted said through a mouthful of crisps. I ignored him and used some impressive eyebrow acrobatics to try and signal where Liam was sitting. But by the look on Kat's face, I don't think it was working. "You're being weird again?" Kai told me. "That's what I'm trying to tell you about," I said. They all looked at each other and then stuffed the remains of their lunch back in their boxes, apart from Ted, who just stuffed his right into his mouth. "Come on then," Kat said. "It's about time you told us what's going on." While the rest of them headed to the end of the field, I ducked into the changing room. A quick peek inside the rucksack showed me that Flicker was curled up fast asleep, his little head resting on his tail. I scooped up my bag and raced down the stairs. "Well then," Kai said, "spill the beans. What's the great secret that you're acting all weird about lately?" As I got my breath back, I noticed Ted staring at my rucksack. It was bulging, and part of it seemed to be moving on its own accord. Thomas, what's in there?" he asked, backing up slightly. And so I told them. Of course they didn't believe me. I mean, would you? I told them the whole story from start to finish. A dramatic storyteller I am. I didn't intend showing them Flicker till I'd completely finished. "Right, good one," Kai laughed. "Your stories are getting better and better," said Kat, smiling. "You should write that one down. Miss Logan would love it. But seriously, Thomas, what's really going on?" Here was my big moment. I paused, savouring the deliciousness of knowing that any second I was going to see that look on their faces. The look that would say, "I just cannot believe what my eyes are showing me," and "Wow, Thomas, you're like the coolest human being on earth." I opened my rucksack and reached in. All three of them began to lean towards me. But just as they were about to finally see Flicker for themselves, a voice said, "What have you got there?" We all spun around. It was Liam, and his beady eyes were fixed on my rucksack. "Nothing," I said quickly, gently keeping hold of Flicker and hoping he would sense the danger and keep perfectly still. He didn't. He actually sneezed and let out a spark that was red hot on my fingers. I winced but forced myself to laugh it off. Kat, Kai and Ted were looking bemused. I'd have to fill them in later. I turned and hurried back across the field. All I knew was that I had to get Flicker away from Liam's prying eyes. But the little dragon had obviously had enough of being cooped up and was now struggling to get free. My rucksack lurched from side to side as he wiggled desperately inside. I clamped my hand over the bulge, trying to ignore the strange looks of some of my classmates as I hurried past them. All I could hope for was that he hadn't done a poo in there, and if he had, that it wasn't about to explode. Okay, that was chapter 18. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch you guys soon. Bye.